Alone among provinces, this government refuses to provide any direct funding to Alberta school children who are hungry through no fault of their own. Every day, thousands of children, some as young as 5 and 6, sit in Alberta schools with empty stomachs because they were born into the wrong circumstances. The evidence that feeding these children has huge benefits to society is overwhelming, but this government refuses to step up. To the Premier, why doesn't this government fund school nutrition programs for hungry children in Alberta?
The Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, we have a number of programs in place to support families and children. I would say they're one of the best in the country of Canada, and the Minister responsible for Children's Services and the Minister also responsible for Education today, who is Minister of Health, can respond to the programs that we have available.
The Honourable Leader.
Thanks. Actually, there are no programs for school nutrition. From 2001 to 2007, government members who are also farmers were paid $2.3 million in government agriculture support payments. Premiums paid by these members only covered about 10% of that, and that's on top of their pay as MLAs and cabinet ministers. Whoa. Does the Premier see that it's a pretty shocking double standard when this government subsidizes one sector so generously but won't dedicate money to feeding school children in Alberta who are chronically hungry through no fault of their own?
The Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, I don't know where the leader is coming from, but with respect to crop insurance, crop insurance is funded jointly by the province, by the federal government, and also by individual farmers. There is no private sector involved in crop insurance, I don't think, in the world, unless perhaps in the Netherlands, which is done through their banking system. But there's a lot of risk in agriculture, given weather, markets, high cost of fertilizer and chemicals, and this is just one way of trying to find a balance so that farmers can continue to provide the food that we need.
The Honourable
Thanks, Mr. Speaker. There's a lot of risk in being hungry, too, if you're a kid. This week, the government will approve more than $300 million in agriculture subsidies on top of all those programs already in the budget. Farmers do matter, Mr. Speaker, but so do hungry children. To the Premier, if government can support farmers so generously, why can't it feed Alberta's children when they're chronically hungry through no fault of their own?
The Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, if we wouldn't be giving farmers support through other programs, there wouldn't be the food to feed the public. This is one thing they don't understand. In this continent, given some of the trade issues, we might be in a few years short of protein. And the reason being, over the thickening of the border, the loss we have now in the cattle industry, followed by a substantial loss in the pork industry, we might have to depend on imports to this country. That's a real issue that we're going to have to overcome in the next World Trade talks. That's something these people have no idea of.